Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Dan United. We are powered by the duck in the corner because StreamYard have done their thing today and pissed me off. But anyway, we're live. It doesn't matter. We've gone through OBS. How is everybody feeling tonight? There are a few things that we need to discuss. Last night, it wasn't fantastic. It wasn't pretty. But you know something? Manchester United did the job. And there is so much praise we have to give to the players last night. Yes, there were some awful performances. I've got to be honest with you, it looked at times like we were players that hadn't been playing together in their entire lives. It looked like it was a game of Wembley knockout. Everybody just jumped on the pitch and had a go. But you know something? Manchester United just seemed to do something that we have not been used to seeing them doing for so long. And that is getting the job done. Throwing caution to the wind. There was some comments that I didn't like last night about Lemmy. I thought Lemmy was man of the match by a country mile. And I see some other aggregates saying, oh, he's a 7.5 out of 10. What did he actually do? He didn't save any worldies. No, he kept a fucking clean sheet. So straight away, I want to absolutely big up the fact that Lemmy has come in and has changed our lives. He has. He does the basic things basic and he keeps it nice and clean. So smash a like for Lemmy. And if you are new, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Now, look, there is evidently going to be conversations, and I do want to speak about Sesko, my Lord and Saviour Sesko. I want to talk about him in a minute. But there have been some things discussed again today. Is it now time for us to start thinking about Michael Carrick as the manager of Manchester United? And the simple fact is, I'm not so sure yet. It sounds crazy. Now, Gary Neville had his say, and he was very vocal in the fact that he said, we need a world-class manager. And here's where it flops for me. Here's where it flops. In an ideal world, Manchester United would go out there and get a Luis Enrique. We'd tempt him. We'd say, here's the project. Come and have us. But at the moment, I just can't see past Michael Carrick. Now, is he my exact option? No, because I've been down this road before. I've been down this road with Ollie. We've all been down this beautiful road before where mountains were there to be climbed, as he famously said after the PSG first leg loss. But do you know something? All Michael Carrick can do is keep winning. That's all he can do. The more he wins, the more chance he gets us. And at the moment, I've got to say it, Manchester United, I think Opta Index have got us at 70%. We've got to be the favourites for Champions League this season. The teams that are battling, and I put Villa in that as well. Villa are having a massive fall off. I think Manchester United have to be looked at as one of the favourites. Now, look, we'll go into a few things here because there is a few people here that I think need mentioning. The first one, I mean, look, let's bring him in straight away. Look at this beautiful man. 7 games, 6 goals. Sesko just can't stop scoring. Now, the thing I will say about this is we're yet to see this guy start on the 11. He is constantly starting off the bench for Manchester United at the moment. And do you know something? I saw some comments last night that I wasn't too happy with. I didn't like it. There was comments basically made where it was, is he the new Mainu? No chance at all. Sesko is not the new Mainu. At the moment, Carrick has been used to playing a certain formation, been used to having that front three revolving, which we kind of saw with Amorim at the start of the season. But ultimately, I think now Carrick is at a point where he cannot ignore this guy here. Sesko comes on, he gets the goals, and he looks humble with it. I thought what Carrick said about him last night was fantastic. He said, look, he's a great guy. We've had plenty of conversations. He understands where it is, where I see him at the moment. But look, it's a long old season. There's still a few games left to play. I've got to say, I'm absolutely buzzing with this guy. And do you know something? There's someone that always has to throw their 2 pence worth. And I just don't know where he gets off in it, but we'll bring it in. Gary Neville last night saying he'd obviously not played in the Premier League and just looked a bit awkward, but now he looks a bit more confident. I don't think he's ever going to be the perfect striker, but if he can be a handful, contribute with goals, hold up things, link play, that will be enough because you don't always have to be perfect. This guy, this bozo, cannot admit when he's wrong. And I'll come to your comments in a second, chat. Get your comments in about this comment from Gary Neville. This bozo can never admit when he's wrong. He just can't. He was the same bloke who was coming out 2 or 3 months ago saying he's a lump up top, doesn't really offer much to Manchester United. Have we wasted money when we could have gone out there and got different options? Well, do you know something? I'm going to say this straight away. Sesko at the moment is the most informed striker. He is. At this side of the year, he is banging goal after goal after goal, and he's not starting. That's the thing for me. He is about as in form as we need in a striker at the moment, with us going for Champions League. So I don't like the fact that Gary Neville will not admit that he was wrong. He's basically just double-edged sword here, said, I don't think, so I'll do it in his voice, I don't think he's ever going to be perfect, you know. I just, fucking hell. We don't need him to be perfect. We don't. Our idea of perfect and his idea of perfect are two different things. This guy's still living in 99. This guy's still living in 2008. This guy was part of title-winning teams. This guy was just part of like the dream era of Manchester United. But Gary, we are not part of this dream era. So instead of doing what you're doing, climb off your high horse and give the man his praise. Sesko has come on. He's come on leaps and bounds from the start of the season where everybody got on his back. We had rival fans constantly referring to him as Benjamin Šeško. Yeah, who's laughing now? Morons. Absolutely moronic. At the start of the season, I heard so many people saying, oh, it's Benjamin Šeško. Oh, you've signed Benjamin Šeško. Fucking Wolfie was doing it. Wolfie does it just to get a reaction. But Sesko last night, I mean, not enough is spoken about the pace he's shown when Tarkowski, who by the way must have been slowed down because of these fucking ears, Tarkowski takes off after him and Sesko just leaves him for dead. That doesn't look like a lump up top for me, Gary. That looks like a very mobile, very, very good, solid striker who for Manchester United this season has scored all sorts of goals. I think he's looking bang on form, and I think Crystal Palace at the weekend is going to be the time that we have to unleash him. We have to give him the chance to shine. We have to give him the chance to shine. I mean, look at this. Let me get rid of this a second. I mean, hang on a minute. Where is it? Since the turn of the year, Benjamin Šeško has scored 6 goals in 363 minutes across all competitions. That's a goal every 61 minutes on average. You do the math. Let me go through some of these comments before we carry on. I'm sorry, I've missed a few of them. Good evening, Ben. Hope you are doing fine and dandy, dude. United's in the house. It says, now focus on Palace. Forget Everton. And DJ Dark US Knight says, sup, Big Dan. You good, man? I'm good, mate. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. Z says, big up, Dan. I knew yesterday was going to be awful. Moyes' team after 2 weeks off. Moyes actually come out and was quite honest about it. He said their keeper was bloody brilliant. And that's game recognising game. We knew yesterday that it was going to be West Ham Mark II. We knew that Everton were not going to be interested in trying to play the beautiful football. They essentially wanted to do the low block and they wanted to bully us on corners. If that's how you go about winning football matches, you've got a long way to go yet before you do anything and get into Europe, Everton. Because when I watched it back, I thought they were shocking last night. I thought we were bad. Everton were worse. Subra, good to see you. Says, hi, Dan and Yogi's. Morgan Gibbs transfer talks. What's your thoughts? Look. The book's here, yeah? The book's here. Ineos. I've only just started using this book. I started it last night where Darren England went in there 4 times. Tarkowski went in there once. Don't be doing any of this shit. I don't want to have to put you in the book, which is going to be full of you by the end of the season, for bringing in Morgan Gibbs fucking White. No chance. We're not about that game. We're not about that game. Big up, Dan. I'm new, but a dedicated and loyal fan. I thought you'd been here before, DJ Dark US. Now, I think you were here earlier days, mate. Pretty sure you were. Good to see you, though, bud. Steve-O, good to see you. We missed you last night. We could have done with you in the 70th minute, letting us know that it was a clean sheet and we could move on. Expected you to start off singing with that light. I got copyrighted for singing that. I got fucking McFly. In fact, do you know what? Fucking McFly copyrighted for singing a song about Big Ben. McFly already in, yeah? McFly are in the book. We're starting early tonight. Copyrighted for singing a song about fucking Big Ben. Facts, I'm not yet convinced, says Z. And if Carrick gets us Champions League, steady the ship and bring a new manager in, Dan, says Mustafa. There'll be plenty to discuss about the new manager. My problem is, it's Enrique or no one for me. I'd take Iriola, actually, but I'm not sure Iriola comes. I'm worried he ends up at Tottenham or someone like that. Iriola or Enrique, I go for it. Every day of the week. Okay, oh, Sedan, do you want Carrick to be the manager? Wow, I'm not convinced yet. Don't want the Ollie situation. Z, I'm again, as I've just said, I think that was before I said what I said. Enrique's the dream. Enrique's the dream. But I think, look, whereas mountains were there to be climbed, I don't think we get him at all. Pros, teams don't want to go through another disruption and settled in the formation, says Carl. Carl, good to see you. That's right. That's right. No, not into that. If not Carrick, then who? Absolutely. Z, I'm 50-50. Jamie, good to see you, my man. That's what I like to see. The OG's in the hizzle. Carl says, cons, would it just be another Ollie situation and will we be back looking for a new manager after Christmas? Look, here's the thing with the manager talk, and I'm gonna level with you. This was what my idea was, and I said this a few weeks ago. If you are gonna give Carrick the job, let's just say we go, do you know what, Carrick, you've done well, you've got us Champions League, you're having the job. United have to do the right thing, and that is offer him a 12-month rolling. He ain't going anywhere else. He will want that job. He will want to lead Manchester United into the Champions League. If he can show consistently that he is taking the team up and up and up, I'm not talking about winning Premier League titles at the moment. I'm talking about consistently being a Champions League contender, consistently getting far into the competition. Well, then you offer the longer contract. Our problem was we give Ollie the 3-year contract. We ended up having to pay him out because it went wrong. 12 months, it protects both sides, I think, to be honest. I think, I do. Dan, maybe it's crazy, but Sesko was a friend of mine when I was in Ljubljana with my friend every week a few years ago. Before even Leipzig, he was in the Slovenian league. He's a great guy, just a lovely person. He seems it. He absolutely sees it. He does. He's very humble. Igal, man, Igal. Look, I'm not starting beef with Igal. I don't need to. He starts beef with Arsenal fans by just doing that. His takes on football are fucking horrendous. Carrick said he's protecting Sesko. That is why he's not starting him. Well, time to... Sometimes in life you have to let the kids go out there and do what they want to do. You can protect them, you can give them a curfew, you can stop them eating sweets, you can stop them drinking fizzy drinks. But ultimately you got to let those kids go out there and do what they want to do. Yeah? And that's what Carrick needs to do. I think for a while Brian was playing well up top. He was undroppable, so Sesko didn't get a look in. Sesko not just knocking the door down, he smashed it for the smart. Yeah. I tell you what, look, we haven't done a poll yet. Why haven't I done a poll? Why haven't I done a poll yet? Let's get a poll. I think this is going to be quite easy, but I've got to ask the question. Does Sesko start Sunday? Yes or no, does Sesko start Sunday? Get your votes in. Get your votes in now. I'll come back to the comments in a second, but Ben, you're right, it is a lovely problem to have. United, this comes into it, to be honest. 5 wins in 6 games, normal slip against West Ham, and people putting critics on Carrick because he didn't win 5 in a row for that stupid boy haircut. I refuse to say, I refuse to even mention that guy. Refuse to even mention it. Now, I did want to bring this up. This is the table, okay? This is the table. Where is it? I'm using OBS for the first time tonight properly, and it's quite interesting. So that's the table, and I want to bring this in as well. So the table at United are top of the table for games since the turn of the season. 8 games played, 18 points, 15 goals scored, 8 conceded. Now, other than Villa, who have conceded 5, we're bang on it. We are bang on it. Arsenal are just behind us, with 16 points. But this shows to me the progression that Manchester United have shown, not just under Solskjaer, under Carrick, but also since the fact that we got rid of a manager who didn't know how to play in the Premier League. And I'm not going on about him for too long. That table is damning for other clubs. When Carrick took over, I think we were about 11 points behind. 11 points behind third. At the moment, we're 3 points off and we're yet to play Villa. I think the table's incredible. Smash a like for the table, guys. Smash a fucking like. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Sir Alex would put his arm around Ahmad and say, isn't it time you settled down yet? So, Ahmad, we'll talk about Ahmad in a minute. And yes, Gibbs is definitely overrated. Absolutely overrated. I don't want him. Buenas nachos to you too, Lawrence, and to the Brian Brigade. We can say he'll get his hair cut when we lose now because we are titanium. Love that. Gibbs White is not and will never be a United player. No, absolutely not. Now, I wanted to talk about the picture on top of there. I'll leave the table up. Kobe Mainu posts this on Instagram last night. And how apt is this? I'm going to level with you, chat. I'm going to level with you. I thought the tactics that Everton tried to use last night in the corner situations, I thought was fucking disgraceful. Like, imagine being an Everton fan. Imagine being an Everton fan, paying your money, going on a Monday night. You got work the next day. You're knackered from your day job, and you go and you pay to watch this. Like, is this what football's coming to? Is this what football's coming to at the moment? Like, I don't. If this is what football's coming to, get me fucking off, because that is not football. If your main tactic is to crowd around the goalkeeper and try your best to get him off the line and to push him and bully him, well then you deserve to go down in my books. Like that's National League football. It's disgraceful. It's an absolute disgrace. And I will say this as well. Tarkowski last night. Tarkowski should have had a red card. I mean, like, I think Tarkowski is one of those players that's been around the block. He knows how to do his thing, and he likes to get under the skin of players. But he got booked for grabbing hold of Lenny Yoro and throwing him into the net. What did he do on the very next phase of play? We're waiting for the corner to come in, and he's at it again, throwing another player. I think it was Maguire down to the floor. I thought Everton were. I thought they were shocking last night. I did. I thought that tactic was shocking, and you blame Arsenal for it because Arsenal are the pioneers of this corner routine where we're just going to crowd the keeper, and if we do it enough times, the keeper may drop it. He may drop it. But I got news for you, Everton, and I got news for you, Arsenal. Yeah, this guy ain't dropping it. This guy ain't dropping it. Yeah? This guy here, Senny, Lemmy, the ace of saves, you have my fucking heart, son. You have my heart. Watching this guy do the basics and do it consistently so well is such a refreshing thing for Manchester United fans to see. We have gone through the muck and mire over the past... Do you know something? Since Schmeichel retired, let's think about it, right? Since Schmeichel's retired, we had 2, maybe 3 decent keepers. You had Van der Sar. Obviously, for me, one of the best goalkeepers to play in the Premier League. David De Gea, Big Dave. Fantastic. But Dave took some getting used to the Premier League. Let's not forget that. And then you also had, you could say, I think Sergio Romero was criminally underrated, by the way. Sergio Romero would have been number 1 at United if David De Gea wasn't there. I thought he was the best number 2 goalkeeper in the world. This lad is 23 years old. And for him to come into the Premier League, and I'll bring it back up a second. Let me bring it back up. To come into the Premier League, let me hide that. Let me just hide that. And be faced with this. Does that look like a goalkeeper that's panicking to you? Does that look like a goalkeeper that's ready to just, I'm going to go down on the floor? No. I tell you what that goalkeeper did time and time again. He came and claimed the crosses. He was punching the crosses. He was moving people out the way to get the fucking ball. Goalkeepers like this don't come around very often. Some of us are old enough to remember that. You get some goalkeepers who just don't come around that often. And I think what we're witnessing here with this goalkeeper... Let me bring him back up. Let me get rid of that. Oh, don't want Sesko. Let me get rid of Kobe. What we're witnessing here with this goalkeeper is a goalkeeper, I think, if nurtured the correct way, could go on to be a phenomenal goalkeeper for Manchester United. High praise from Edwin van der Sar last night, which I thought was fantastic. And you could sit... When you listen to a footballer, right, when you listen to a lot of young footballers nowadays, it's all... I think arrogance. The arrogance just oozes from the screen. Oozes from the screen. This goalkeeper, absolutely not. Absolutely not. He just doesn't. He just doesn't do it. I look at him and I just adore him. I absolutely adore him. And the stats there, goals conceded 24, yep. Goals prevented 5.6. This isn't your average goalkeeper. Again, I'll go back to David De Gea. David De Gea's first season for United, he was all over the place. He was so weak. When balls come in, this David De Gea would be bullied. He'd be on his ass. Not Lemmy. Lemmy comes and he claims. And when he claims, he then distributes. Now, look, his distribution isn't out of this world at the moment, but that comes, right? That comes with experience. If this is Lemmy now at 23 years old, and he carries on in the same projection that he's looking like, this keeper could be something special. And by the way, for under 20 million. Under 20 million quid. It's mad. It's absolutely bonkers. I love him. I'm in love with him. I'm in love with him. And the other thing I will say is, when we talk about footballers nowadays, and we talk about goalkeepers, they have to have concentration levels that are through the roof, because they can go minutes, they can go 10s, 20s, 30s minutes without doing anything. Their minds switch like that. This guy last night, first 10 seconds, the ball comes to him, he boots it off Barry, it goes behind for a goal kick, and you look and you go, bollocks, here we go. Now we need to make sure that his head's there. We need to make sure his head's there. No, there was no concern with that with Lemmy. He dusted himself off and he went, give me the ball, I'm ready to have it again. He's happy in receiving the ball. He's happy in distributing the ball. I love him. Honestly, I absolutely love him. I think in 5 or 6 years' time, we're going to be saying, this keeper, man, how the fuck did we get this keeper so cheap? I really do. When they ban heading corners with grass cutters, Lemmy is not Van der Sar or Schmeichel. He is the first Senny Lemons. He's the ace of saves for a reason. Yeah, he's the ace of saves. How many times do you think Onana would have missed them punches and dropped the ball? Well, classic fucking case in point. Onana's first game in goal for United in the Premier League against fucking Wolves. What did he do? He come out and tried to kill... Who was it he tried to kill? I can't remember his name. He was at West Ham. I can't remember his name, but he come flying out. Bang! Clattered him. We should have had a penalty against us. Whenever Onana was in goal, whenever he lined up, you always looked at the game, and this is as a United fan. Guys, obviously put your comments in, you might disagree. But as a United fan, Onana was in goal, straight away you went, right, well, we're going to concede one today. We're going to concede one. And the problem we had was the players we had and the formation we were playing and the belief that the players had amongst themselves. You didn't trust the players in that team to go out there and score 2 or 3. You didn't. You just didn't trust that they were going to score 2 or 3. And that's what fucked us for so long. With this goalkeeper already, what you're seeing is a goalkeeper who is strong enough and inspires confidence. If you have confidence as a defence in what is behind you, you're not spending the entire game going, fucking hell, is it? He's still, don't pass it back. Honestly, not enough said about this guy. Not enough is said about this guy. Not enough respect is said about this guy. I fucking love him. Honestly, I adore him. Well, I wanted to go back to, hang on a second, where are we? I want to go back to this. Okay, I want to go back to this. And we'll go back to the comments about Lemmy, don't worry. In fact, we'll quickly go through it now. Good evening, Simon. He says, bit of a sloppy game last night. I was right. Sesko comes off the bench and leaves it late yet again. We should have started him. Absolutely. Smash a like for the fact Sesko should have started last night. Lawrence says, I think we've pretty much got all we need except a replacement for Uncle Cassie and a 4-4-2 width and allowing Ben to start. A coach would say you own the 6-yard box, but Everton's tactics were horrendous. Lemmy did well to get through that melee. I love that word. Subra says, yes, De Gea wasn't so reliable first season. And this is a great point. He used to play Lindegaard as well. But here we are. We actually struck gold with Lemmy. Glad we didn't go for Emi Martinez. There's not enough spoke about that. I wanted Martinez. Look. This is where, right, I'm telling you now, when you watch us as streamers on YouTube, when you watch the likes of Dan Potts, LB, Pete, Errol, Lawless, I would say a Wolfie, but he never admits he's wrong. We get it wrong. We're fans just like you. We get things wrong. Our opinions sometimes aren't right. And I was gutted at the start of the season we didn't go in and get Martinez, because for me, I thought he would bring in that winner's mentality. I got it wrong, man. I got it so wrong. It would have been a waste of money, a waste of wages when we've got a lad in here that's doing better. We may have played crap again, but we got 3 points, top 4 and a clean sheet. Yet again, we were lethargic after a great start. It took us a bit to get started last night, no doubt about that. Wahaha, good to see you, my man. Nice picture of your cat there as well. Yeah, it was against Wolves, it was. Didn't Onana punch his own player? Who the fuck knows what Onana did half the time? He goes down as one of the worst fucking signings United have ever had. Uncle Cassie had a poor game. It seemed to affect the whole team. Before we go on to Sesko, I want to talk about this. There were two sides of Casemiro's game last night. Unk had a game of two sides last night. Breaking play up and being in the right place at the right time to make it harder for players to try and build. He was spot on. He would get in there, he would crunch in, he would fly in with challenges, and he'd make himself be where he needed to be to make it harder for Everton to try and break the lines or cut inside. That was fantastic. And as a CDM, that is what you want from your CDM. But then we flip it. And unfortunately, Uncle Casemiro, he nearly went in the book last night. His passing, him and Bruno, were woeful. And the thing is, in the Premier League, you can afford one of your players, maybe two of your players, to be having an off game. You can't afford your midfield to go to shit. And Mainu got I thought Mainu got shade last night. I thought Mainu was trying his best to pick the ball up and trying to get the ball moving forward. I lost count of the amount of times when I watched it back that Casemiro gave the ball away, that Bruno gave the ball away. It was so uncharacteristic. And this is the difference in what I will say that Manchester United have at the moment with this newfound belief. It may be an interim belief. It may be the start of something beautiful. It may be the start of something beautiful, but this is the difference. Manchester United last night weren't relying solely on Bruno Fernandes to get us out the shit. And how many times over the past, in fact, the entire time that Bruno has been at this club, have we relied heavily on Bruno to sort it out. If Bruno's having an off game, we're losing this game. If Bruno's having a good game, we're winning this game. Last night it was different. West Ham, it was different. Bruno had 2 off games and we salvaged a draw against West Ham. By the way, that was Brian and Mbeumo to Sesko. Last night, we were having an off game with Bruno. By the way, it was Brian to Sesko, Cunha to Brian. We don't need to be relying solely on Bruno. And I think Bruno is going to enjoy that a bit more because Bruno's pressure of being the main man for Manchester United has gone on too long. We have had that too long. We want now to be able to trust other players to come in and do their job. Take that load off Bruno. I've said it for such a long time. I think we're going in the right direction. But Bruno and Uncle Cass were absolutely shocking last night. Tarkowski running backwards. Honestly, Tarkowski, man. Look, I'm old school. Says me with a nose ring. What a dick. I'm old school, right? When you see a captain meant to be a big beast of a lad, not only does he go in to fucking injure Ahmad, tries to fly through the back of him, Ahmad moves out the way, he falls on his arse and he's on the floor, slapping the floor. Ah! Oh! Yeah, you look a dickhead. And then when he's going in for conversations and that fucking mop on his head, he's going... Well, saying that, his ears are 6 foot tall. He's going, what was that, ref? What was that? It ain't a good look, Tarkowski. Fucking some people saying he should be in the England squad. Fucking get a life. Manchester United now finally start to play football in spells. If you keep a clean sheet, you only need a world-class goal like last night, simple as. Clean sheets. Goals, of course, goals win your matches. But clean sheets are equally as important. Can't lose a game if you've got a clean sheet, can you? Can't lose a game if you've got a clean sheet, so yeah, buzzing. If you ask me before this season, I did want Lemmy. Before Emi Martinez, I'll say this now. Yeah, I was the same. Akko is in the house. Good to see you, you beautiful bastard. I hope you're well. And Lawrence says, Uncle Cassie doesn't need a holiday. He wants to play through his footballing midlife crisis. Well, apparently he was on holiday when we stopped for a couple of weeks. A lot of people stayed and trained. And he's going to Inter Miami, by the way. Like, Uncle Cassie's going to the MLS. He'll play the World Cup there in the summer and he'll be like, I'll stay here. Ciao. See you, Brazil. See you, lads. I'm staying here. He'll have a couple of years in MLS now. MLS is made for a minute. What a goal that was last night. Rooney and Ronnie would have been proud of that counter. Absolutely. I thought Mainu slowed it down too much last night, but watching it back today, noticed he didn't have the options, so was having to take extra touches. Ben, I agree. When I watched it back, there were so many times last night I was like, Mainu, fucking hell, come on. But Mainu was picking the ball up. Same with Cunha picking the ball up. And they'd look in front of them, and there were people just stood there. Oh, am I meant to... Oh, shit. There was no movement. Sesko comes on, and Sesko's putting himself about. And also what you got with Sesko, this beautiful man, what you got with Sesko, as soon as he come on the pitch last night, this is what he did. Made himself a handful for the defenders. You had both Michael Keane and Tarkowski then realising, hang on a minute, we need to do our work. We need to go in on this guy. And do you know what happens when you as a centre-back, when you try and get tight to a lad like Sesko, and they have the ability to do what they can do, you either get sucked in and it's flicked on and you're gone, or they bring it down, they hold you off, and they release it. I don't think anyone remembers last night that the goal from Sesko starts with Sesko. Like, it starts with Sesko. The goal starts with Sesko. The ball's won, so the ball comes in, it's headed out, Sesko touches it back to Luke Shaw, and he's gone. He spins. Ball comes out to Cunha. Cunha with an absolute beauty of a ball goes straight over the top, and that's where you see it. That is where you see it. Sesko just goes, wrong. Fucking hell. If that was Gyökeres last night that did that, the Arsenal fans, they'd want a statue of him outside the ground. We would have it rubbed in our face. And do you know something? Fair play to Jamie Carragher. Jamie Carragher last night called it. He was like, he's rapid. He's rapid. People have this idea that Sesko's just a big lump, Gary Neville, that just stays up top and just, if you get the ball into him, he might do something with it. There is so much more to Sesko's game. We haven't even scratched the surface with him. We haven't. Honestly, I think there's so much more to come with this lad. Again, a humble young lad. Doesn't have social media. I read somewhere the other day he reads a fucking book. Subsequently, he'll be buying this book at the end of the season with the names that are going in there. But you need these humble lads. Too much has been spoken about the attitude of players at Manchester United. And let's be honest, we've gone through the ringer over the past few years. From Jesse Lingard to Paul Pogba, to Rashford, to Sancho, to Garnacho. These are players that were toxic. Give me two players like Senny Lamons and Benjamin Šeško, who are two down-to-earth lads who just want to get their heads down and become better footballers all day, every day, and twice on a Sunday. I'd rather have Sesko starting, maybe put Buemo on the bench for the Palace game. Amad's the guy. Amad's the guy. Amad's the guy you put on the bench. There's not enough been spoken about Amad. There has not been enough spoken about with Amad. Amad has gone unnoticed for too long. Amad gets away with a lot because we had the results against Man City, Arsenal, Fulham, the Spurs game, albeit 10 men. Then obviously we draw against West Ham. When the good times are going good, it's very easy for us as fans to forget that there are a couple of players that you look at and they're just being carried throughout the game. Amad, unfortunately, in the last 3 or 4 weeks has been one of them. I've not been impressed with Amad. Last night I thought, again, apart from the shot he got off in the first few minutes, I thought he was poor. I thought his outward play was ridiculous. His positioning wasn't great. There wasn't really any confidence. He tried, I think, there was the one where he took on Branthwaite and it should have been a yellow card. But other than that, I didn't see enough from Amad. And do you know something? That's not a bad thing. Like, that's okay. Players can fall out of form a little bit. We're very fortunate now that we can bring Sesko in and put Amad on the bench. Give Amad something to feel hungry about and go, do you know what? I'm going to fucking show you. I should be in that team. Honestly, direction is moving in the right way. The finger point from Sesko to Mbeumo shows he's a proper centre forwards. Was like to give it to me and I'm finishing. Agree. Left for dead for Tarkowski. Fucking hell. Look, Tarkowski reminded me of that. Tarkowski last night was like me running for a bus when I'm late. I ain't catching that bus. My moves are flying all over the place. My saddlebags are going, my jowls are going, and after 10 seconds I'm giving up because I'm knackered. I don't think Sesko hit second gear in that run, Dan. He had a lot more in the tank. Yeah, probably. That run was incredible. And yes, don't forget, if you're new, make sure you like and subscribe. It helps the channel. We are trying to grow it. I can see a few newbies in here tonight. It definitely helps. Become a part of this Brian Brigade community. We've only been going since June. We're still in the infancy. We're still learning. And yeah, make sure you smash us a like. It helps. We were moaning about Sesko in the early game, saying he was a waste. Now look at him, super sub, goal machine. Let's keep the... Hey, I wasn't... Simon, you know I love you, dude. I wasn't moaning. My problem with Sesko was that he was playing in a system that never suited him, and he was in and out the team because of a manager that didn't have a fucking clue what he was doing with a group of players. The proof's in the pudding. Since the New Year, we have the most points in the Premier League. You do the math. Do you know what I mean? Not you, Simon. But what I'm saying is, Sesko is a baller. Obviously, we wanted the ready-made in the summer. We absolutely wanted the ready-made. I wanted Ollie Watkins again. I got it wrong. I wanted Ollie Watkins. I wanted that Premier League proven bias. That fucking Ollie Watkins. Imagine. This lad's come in and he's had to go through the mill a little bit. But do you know what he's done? He's kept his head down and he's just got on with it. I haven't heard one comment come out saying, I'm not happy here, you know. I was promised the world here. Nah. No chance. Sesko is great at that. He occupies both centre-backs, creating so much space for others. He does. Arsenal fans are special like that. So we're going to now be known as the Sesko Brigade. No, the Ben Brigade. Carl, it's the Ben Brigade. So happy we have Sesko over Gyökeres. We got the better deal we did for longevity. I'm starting to... Oh, fucking hell, chappy. I can't stand Gary Neville. Ahmad gets away with it, not on my watch. You've been very consistent about that, to be fair. I will say that. Don't understand how people compare Gyökeres with Sesko. It's like you compare Ronaldo and Simoncini from... I'm not sure they're that far apart, United, but I love the energy there. Goals are coming from Sesko and he can't stop. Every little helps. The points are increasing. 16 out of 18 points tally so far. Love that. Sesko on fire. Your defence is terrified. Love that. Might use that. He did it for that goal, dropped deep and brought ears with him. Honestly, everybody have a look at how fucking big Tarkowski's ears are. I wouldn't say it's his face, he's a unit, but fucking hell. Had to slow down or the pass would be yards behind him. My Slovenian bias didn't let me down, it absolutely didn't. And Dan, you'd have had Emmy and Watkins. I fucking would have. This is the thing. Like, imagine if I'd have got my own way. We'd have been lining up with Ollie Watkins and Martinez. YouTubers, we get it wrong. We went through the entire window trying to sign Watkins, but to no avail, and look at us now. And I wanted Sesko, but Beer from Dortmund would have suited Brian and Cunha more. Yeah, look, I mean, we can talk all night about what would have suited us more, but the fact of the matter is, Manchester United at the moment are 3 points off the top. Fucking hell. Not 3 points off the top. 3 points off third, with Villa struggling, really struggling. Absolutely struggling at the moment. And if I'm Carrick, I'm saying to the United lads, I'm saying, boys, don't rest on your laurels. I know that mediocre's been the thing here and it's been acceptable for the last nearly 2 years, but don't rest on your laurels. We won't rest now until we get third place. We've picked up some big wins in this year. We really have. I see Carl saying title challenge coming next year. Come on now. Let's not do that. We've been through mediocrity. United now have got to push and focus. We haven't got any other games in the Premier League this season. And yes, rival fans will banter us about that. I couldn't give a flying fuck. I will listen to them banter me all the way to the Champions League. I really will. I couldn't care. I don't care. I've already had it. So I've heard some say, but you're only playing a game a week. Yeah, okay, cool. That's our mistake. That's our mistake. We've missed out on millions because of that. We've been hit in the pocket because of that. Carl. Fucking Carl, man. What else have we got here? Fucking hell, Carl. Dan, is it true about United going all out next transfer window for Van der Ven? Was it Fraser? Who was it that said that? It's him off TalkSport, isn't it? Let me have a look. I mean, I'm seeing Van der Ven Liverpool as well here. Fraser Fletcher. So apparently United are seriously interested in signing Tottenham centre-back Van der Ven. We ain't getting Van der Ven. I mean, look, I would love... Jamie, I quite like him. Alan McCoy fucking loves him. I don't think we get Van der Ven. Our problem next season isn't in the defence. There are still issues with the defence, but our main priority is the midfield. I don't want us even looking at trying to sign a centre-back. Manchester United, their first 2 signings in the summer before the World Cup should be centre-backs. None of this pissing about until the World Cup's done and then World Cup tax goes on top. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We've got to go and get the midfielders. It's imperative. It's like fucking, it's like rain on your wedding day. Ben says, I reckon Villa will fall off a cliff with the run they have. Reckon they finish 6th now. Billy, to be fair, the Villa fan on Football's 12th Man, he said he'd take 6th, which is bizarre. Glory Man United says, Paul, good to see you, mate. Good to see you. And I can see the future, remember. If you know, you know. Fucking hell. What bet did I make with that car? You'll have to remind me. I'd still like to sign another striker if Sesko gets injured. Well, Xerxes gone, Simon. Xerxes, it says it all, doesn't it? I mean, Xerxes got brought on against West Ham because, let's be honest, we wanted as many forward players on. We were chasing the game. I didn't see a hint of him coming on last night. And there was no need to bring him on last night because Xerxes is not a Premier League footballer. He's not a Premier League footballer. If we can make some money out of him in the summer, which I think we will, then it all comes in for more transfer funds. United, and I'll do a video on this. Because United could absolutely make a lot of money in the summer. With the players that are going out, I'm not just talking about the players' transfer fees. I'm talking about the weekly wage that we're going to save. Casemiro straight away, Sancho straight away. Rashi, I know we're not really paying, but the alternative is having back next season. We don't want to be paying those wages. Then you got Xerxes. Then you got Ugarte. Luke Shaw potentially. There are so many players. Onana's on like 150k a week. United have already been working hard to bring that wage bill down. Some people might tell us and some people might want us to be fearful of the fact that because we're not offering the stupid wages anymore, it means we won't be able to attract the best players. Attracted Cunha, attracted Mbeumo, attracted Sesko, got Senny Lemons. Mason Mount, Mason Mount will be gone in the summer as well. He's on 200k a week, isn't he, I think? It's ridiculous. Wahaha says it'll be City first, United second, Arsenal third, Villa fourth. Fucking hell. I'd love it. Oh my God, imagine the Arsenal fans, man. Oh my God. And I'm not even saying that they come for us. They'd lynch Arteta. If Arteta screwed it up and finished third, they'd lynch him. They would fucking lynch him. V3DRA says, I think Cunha, Sesko and Bremo should be our front three now, and Ahmad should actually be swapping with Bruno as the 10 whenever he plays. It's a good take. I mean, I personally like Ahmad coming off the wing. That's what I like seeing him do, but there's a potential, isn't there? We'll be linked with every player there's ever been now between the end of the summer transfer window. There will, but this all, again, Chappie, we'll be linked with so many players, but it all depends on what we do in the transfer market. With the Champions League. If Manchester United do not get Champions League, then these players that were being spoken about, absolutely not. Elliot Anderson, absolutely not. Some say he's already gone to City. We don't know. The likes of Tonali, I think Tonali will go back to Italy. But that sort of player, that calibre of player, if we don't get Champions League, they ain't coming to United. They ain't coming to United. They want to come to play Champions League football. They don't want to sit and play Europa League. Absolutely not. Agree with Simon, I'd buy another proper striker. Yeah, I mean, I wanted Danny Welbeck at the start. I honestly wanted Danny Welbeck at the start of the season. I thought he'd have been great for us this season. Sunday League player. How many goals is Sesko now on for the season? Was it the 25 we bet on? No, I think it's 8. I think it's 8. People will clip that up and say, "Oh, he's just been talking about we've got a striker." But since the turn of the year, he's really started to improve. Sesko will score 10 more. I don't think he scores 10 more. Nah. How many games are left? 11 games. Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll on that one, actually. Let's do a poll. 77% of you are saying yes for Sesko to start. We'll put how many goals from now until the end of the season for Sesko. I'll go 1 to 4, 5 to 9, and then we'll go crazy. 10 plus. Get your vote in, guys. How many goals will Sesko score between now and the end of the season? 1 to 4, 5 to 9, 10 plus. I think he can easily get another 6 or 7 goals. I think 6 or 7 goals, that works for me. I think go and get 6 or 7 goals. We can then rebuild in the summer. We'll have the midfield will be sorted. I think he'll start playing a bit more, and I think he'll look a lot better. I think he'll have matured with the team as well. It's an awful thing because we do need a bit of both midfield and defence with Delit injuries, and Martinez can be injured. Also, I'd love Mickey. Yeah, Mickey's a good player. Apparently, the reports are that Martinez will be back. Martinez could be back against Palace. It's not a terrible injury. I'd raffle off Onana and Agati as booby prizes. Carl, I love that. Arteta should keep away from the ground and watch any matches at home. And it's hard to believe Arteta will pass on the record 4th, second place finish in a row. He loves useless records. With Europe and Cup runs next season, I reckon we need at least 8 players coming in this season. United do, and look, again, we sort of touched on it on the buy, keep and sell video we did. And I'll probably do another one maybe this week, maybe next week. Might leave it till the international break about just who we need to replace and what we need to do. United need to spend money this summer. The only reason they're going to spend money is if they're good at selling players and if they qualify for a good competition. I'd rather Arsenal win it than City. I'd take Welbeck now. I love him. Don't want Bottlers FC winning the title. Certain people in my town will rub it in until the new season. Van der Ven linked with us or something now about Subra. Don't get your hopes up. Spurs are horrendous to buy off. The only way that Vicky Van der Ven comes into play is if they get relegated. If they get relegated, I think Mickey Van der Ven comes into play, and it's something that you can maybe have a look at. I mean, fucking hell, if Spurs get relegated, some of their players are going to go for cheap. Some of those players are going to go for cheap, you know. Premier League's doing so well in Europe. We will get 5 spots next season. Don't worry, guys. We are going to the Champions League. All in 10 plus. See now, Wahaha, look. For people who may be new to the channel who don't know Wahaha very well, that's big from Wahaha. Take away the fact that they're both, obviously from the same country. That is massive. All in 10 plus. 8 goals I'm going for. I think he gets 7 or 8 goals. I'd take 5. And if Sesko keeps coming off the bench, then we will see the inevitable late goal or goals. Man's getting us a huge number of points with his clutch goals, says Wahaha, and 10 plus for me too. There we go, guys. We'll end the poll on there. 55% of you have said between 5 and 9. Look, it's been a great show. Thank you very, very much for joining tonight. If you get relegated, I'd go in for Van der Ven and Porro. I'd love Porro. I love Porro. Chuck, do me a favour. Do we like the way that I did it tonight? Let me just go back to the big screen. Let me go back to the big screen. Do we rather this setup tonight? StreamYard, it glitched when I was trying to load on, so I had to set a new fucking account up, and I couldn't be bothered to bring everything over. And I thought to myself, do you know what? OBS, you can do some bits on there, and I've not really used OBS to its potential. Do we think that the OBS setup we did tonight looks better? I think it does, because the problem with this is when I put something in the screen, I go down here, out the fucking way. I like being sort of in there. I think we might stick with OBS moving forward. I think that's the way to go. But look, I hope everyone's had a fantastic Tuesday night. It was a great night last night. Akko comes in and says, I hate Spurs. The only time I cheer the London teams is when they're against City or Champions League. Fair. We will be back tomorrow night. Let's see what news drops tomorrow. I've got a feeling there's going to be some crazy news dropping. I've got that weird feeling, but we'll be there. Of course we will be. We'll be here live 8 o'clock as always. In fact, there's football on tonight, isn't there? Let's have a quick look. Let's have a wee look. Oh, Inter Milan are still 0-0 against... Imagine Bodo Glimt knock out Inter Milan. And Newcastle are playing, and Fucking hell. They've dropped Anthony Gordon. Imagine that. Imagine that. Looks better. Old version. Yeah, I think so. I like this. I like this setup. I like the fact that we can, as I say, we can switch it up. We can have all sorts, can't we? Look, and we'll finish it on that man. We'll finish it with that man there, won't we? I mean, look at that beautiful, beautiful man. This guy, he's come in. He's done an exquisite job. Hasn't asked for much. He's just got his head down with Stevie Holland, and I think he's done an incredible job. More stable than StreamYard. Okay, look, I think we do that then. I think we stick with OBS moving forwards. I need to work out how I can invite people in, because I've just seen that fucking LB commented before, and I'd have had him in the bloody stream. I need to work out how you invite people on OBS. That'll be good. Might be a phone call to Wolfie. Wolfie! Is Kev okay? I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. I think he's busy. He's got something on at the moment. I mean, yeah, he's busy probably with his streams, I should imagine. He's still alive. Yeah, he lives a door down from me. We've both been very busy. More stable than StreamYard. Bodo still beating 3-1 Craze. Yeah, and 2-0 Newcastle. There we go then, guys. Look. Enjoy your evenings. I will see you tomorrow. I'm going to start working out more about OBS, I think, because I think it's overwhelming. People enjoy OBS more. But thank you very much for stopping by. I saw a fair few numbers in tonight. Addicted to bingo. I think he's addicted to something else, mate. No, not like that. Not like that. Yeah, got that bingo fever. Honestly, I can't say. I'm going to have a play around with OBS tonight. Let's see if we can tidy it up a bit more and see what the capabilities are. But I think we stick with it moving forward. But look, thank you very much, guys. I love and adore each and every one of you. If you're new, thank you for stopping by. Please drop me a subscribe and also hit the like button. It helps the channel out. We are still growing. It means the world that you've stuck around for this long. I will see you all on the flip side. Enjoy your Tuesday, you beautiful buggers. Dan United. Ota!